In this video, we assess Kyo Tea House by taking a look at the internal and external environment, as well as their business level strategy to see if they have a competitive advantage. And we start with the internal environment. An internal analysis examines a firm's internal environment in order to evaluate its resources, competencies, and competitive advantages. After they undertake the analysis, the organization will have a clear picture where their selling point is, where they are doing average, and where they are operating below average. The analysis will help the management to exploit their strengths and opportunities. It also allows the management to develop plans to minimize any threats and recoup for weaknesses. In order to gain a competitive advantage, a firm needs to identify three important characteristics, and they are resources, both tangible and intangible; capabilities, combination of tangible and intangible resources; core competencies, sources that serve as a source of competitive advantage for a firm over its rivals. Kyo Tea House have two store outlets in busy areas in Melbourne, such as Chadstone Shopping Centre and in Emporium, Melbourne. Kyo Tea House offers sensational Japanese green tea experience. Their exclusive blend originates from the hills of Uji, Kyoto, the birthplace of Japanese tea. Their matcha teas, drinks, and sweets are made in the flavor and tradition of Kyoto. Full picture of intangible resources for Kyo Tea House is hard to comprehend, as the tea company only has two stores in Australia. However, the evident intangible resources are their reputation, skills of employees, customer relationships, patents, trademarks, and copyrights, and employment contracts. A key capability of Kyo Tea House is differentiation of their products. They offer a variety of tea-based desserts, ice cream with strong green tea flavor, and prices are reasonable given the quality of their products and friendliness of the staff. Most importantly, the success of Kyo Tea House is largely because the products are crafted while strictly following traditional Japanese techniques. Although Kyo Tea House only has two stores in Melbourne, there is little competition for them, as only a few tea or coffee shops provide solely green tea products, like the Kyo Tea House does. This allows the company to differentiate their products from other companies and gives them a competitive edge in the tea industry. However, consumers have a choice to switch to different tea or coffee shops if Kyo Tea House increases its price. Kyo Tea House has been successfully running the business, as Australians always have been way ahead in terms of delicious and healthy food, and Melbourne always has been a hub for this. Kyo Tea House's products come with incredible health benefits, including boosting metabolism, increasing energy levels, and improved health. And now let's move on to the external environment. When we look at the broad industry, we found that Kyo Tea House relates to food and beverage. But in a narrower sense, we identify Kyo Tea House to be in cafe and coffee shop industry. We will be analyzing the industry using the 5 force model of competition. The 5 forces being threat of entry of new competitors, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of buyers, threat of substitute product, and rivalry among competitors. According to the IBIS World, the threat of entry of new competitors is high if new competitors are likely to be attracted by the profits of the industry and can enter the industry with ease. In Kyo Tea House's case, tea drinks are not differentiated. The brand name is not well known, as there are no big players in the market, and most of the cafes or tea houses are individual businesses. Assessing distribution channels is easy, as direct selling is the distribution channel used in this industry. Location is not an issue, since such kind of tea houses or coffee shops do not have strict requirements on its selection of locations. Proprietary technology and materials are not an issue, and government policy is not an issue either. According to the Australian Trade and Investment Commission, not only Japan but also China are the Australia's trading partners and export markets. Therefore, the government allows foreign exporters to set up business in Australia. According to the five-force model, the bargaining power of a supplier is high if the buyer is not price sensitive and uneducated regarding the product. In Keio Tea House's case, bargaining power of a supplier is low, since the concentration of the suppliers is low, as there are a lot of suppliers and buyers in the market. Then the cost of switching from one supplier's product to another is low, and the supplier's product is not differentiated, and the substitute products are available in the market, such as coffee, dairy products, juice, etc. The bargaining power of the buyers refers to the market's output. This power of consumers in the industry can influence the competitive environment for the sellers and the ability of sellers to improve profitability. In Keio Tea House's case, the bargaining power of buyers is low, as there are a significant amount of buyers, and the product of Keio Tea House is different from other competitors. Customers are unable to get similar products or services from others, and the switching costs of the buyer are high. Customers can easily compare the price and the quality online, getting information about a wide variety of products. According to the definition, the number of substitute products gives consumers different choices in the industry. Those substitutes can fulfill their similar needs and wants of customers. In Keio Tea House's case, the threat of substitutes porter places is high. In terms of the industry, the general need of its customers is relaxation. Customers want to buy a drink or dessert and have a good time with friends. Therefore, many substitutes like beverage and coffee shops can satisfy the customer's need. In addition, the price of substitute product is very similar, and there are many cafes around them. Therefore, customers can easily switch to other substitutes. The analysis of rivalry among competitors examines how intense the current competition is in the market. In Keio Tea House's case, the rivalry is high, as there are a lot of competitors that are equal in size and power, such as Sujiri Tea House, Gongcha, and Share Tea, etc. The industry growth is low, and the competitors are strategically diverse, and the concentration is low, as there is no clear market leader, since most of the shops are individual businesses. To summarize, the threat of entry of new competitors is high. Bargaining power of suppliers and buyers is low. The threat of substitutes porter places is high, and the rivalry among competitors is high. Therefore, the industry is not attractive. As to competitors, there are direct and indirect competitors. Direct competitors are the businesses that are selling essentially the same products or services. Indirect competitors are the businesses whose products or services are not the same, but could satisfy the same consumer needs. The short list of competitors of Keio Tea House includes Sushiri Tea, Gongcha, Share Tea, Chatime, and Little Rogue. For Keio Tea House, Sujiri Tea House and Little Rogue are the direct competitors, since they are also green tea houses, selling the tea drinks and tea dessert. Gongcha, Share Tea, and Chatime are the indirect competitors, since they mainly produce milk tea and fruit-flavored beverage, satisfying the same need of customers of Kyo Tea House. According to the IBIS World, there are 4 key success factors that are the most important for the industry: business expertise of operators, effective cost controls, effective quality controls, and access to multi-skilled and flexible workforce. Effective quality control is the critical element within the business. All the cafe must prepare, present, and serve the drinks and food with high quality to match consumers' expectations and maintain the positive brand image. However, proximity to key markets is an equally important factor in the sense that cafe or tea houses should ensure their stores are in proper locations, such as in the big shopping center or strip locations with other retail shops, which is highly effective in maximizing their exposure to potential customers. Strategic Group Map aims to display the competitive position that rival companies occupy in the industry. In the Strategic Group Map, we can see that there are 2 main groups. One group has low proximity to the key market, and the other group has a higher proximity. Kyo Tea House, Gongcha, and Chat Time are operated in the large shopping centers like Chadstone, Melbourne Central, or Main Street in Melbourne CBD, and they also set up near the famous retail stores. Therefore, they are able to attract large amount of consumers. On the other hand, the other competitors like Suzhuri Tea House, Little Rogue have a lower proximity to the key market. They are located in areas that are less popular and less pedestrianized, which limits their attractiveness to customers. Secondly, about the quality, it does not only refer to the food quality but also the service. Kyo Tea House and Suzhuri Tea House have higher quality of overall performance, which means they are able to satisfy the expectation of consumers and improve the brand image in the market. In contrast, Share Tea, Gongcha and Chatham and Little Rogue have relatively low performance that may not be adequate to fulfill consumers' perception. Comparing with other competitors, Kyo Tea House has higher competitive advantage since the stores are located in the key market and providing high quality of performance. Now let's move on to the business level strategy. Kyo Tea House aims to differentiate itself in a highly competitive and saturated quick service market by offering an artisanal approach to food and drink in 2 of Melbourne's best shopping centers. Kyo Tea House focuses on the art of matcha making, with a focus of using authentic matcha powder from the hills of Uji, Kyoto. Part of Kyo Tea House's point of differentiation is a boutique approach to design that highlights the raw ingredients being used, as well as a targeted approach to appeal to a somewhat niche market. Having a look at the Kyo Tea House brand, it can be said that they employ a focused differentiation strategy. Their distinctive approach to their desserts and tea offerings are specifically designed to appeal to the unique preferences and needs of a narrow and well-defined group of buyers. However, these buyers do not fit any particular demographic, and it can be seen that Kyo Tea House lovers do not fit or belong to one particular category. Kyo Tea House offers similar products to what is already on the market from other cafes or tea houses, but the way it is delivered is their key point of differentiation. Kyo Tea House's approach sits between the quick and easy service of Gongcha's bubble teas to that of sitting in an everyday cafe. They can offer the experience of sitting in a Japanese-style cafe and be served on authentic matcha tea sets, whilst also offering that quick and easy service approach along the side. This appeals to the certain type of buyers whose preferences are to sit down and immerse themselves in their surroundings while they indulge in their food and drink, while they have the time, whilst also providing the opportunity to pick up quick takeaway items. The competitive advantage that this business level strategy is having for Kyo Tea House is debatable. It is evident that there is definitely a market segment for Kyo Tea House to attain, and it has current cult following amongst individuals loving the product range and service quality. However, the market for matcha tea products is only emerging now in Melbourne. It is only now that we are seeing a westernization of matcha, and the demand for such products has slowly been rising over the past few years, with big name restaurants starting to implement this ingredient into some of their dishes. What is going to be crucial for Kyo Tea House's success and keeping and gaining a competitive advantage over the market is going to be staying as the market leader for this particular segment. As there is currently little competition for Kyo Tea House and the current matcha market in Melbourne is in its early stages of growth, it will be unpredictable. However, they need to ensure that as this market grows and expands, they are capturing all new consumers whilst keeping their old ones. As they are using a focused differentiation business strategy, understanding the consumer's particular needs is going to be essential. Kyo Tea House should be very wary on massive product changes or price changes, as this could be detrimental to market success. Overview of what their competitors are doing, as well as market research to what is popular and keeping ahead of trends, will be important. As the demand for matcha and green tea products grows, Kyo Tea House should be at the forefront of servicing this demand and should use their experience of leading the market as their competitive advantage.